What's up, y'all? This is the inaugural edition of Sila's Money Laundering League, the official podcast. I'm joined by Jake, aka Ghost Chunks, and we're here to chop it up a little bit, talk ball, talk about people's teams, and just kind of keep everyone excited and interested.
Yo, yeah, this is gonna be really fun. So I think the idea that we're shooting for is that this is something that we do weekly. Yes.
Yes.
Um, we do a little pod-esque thing like we're doing right now. We talk and we also do some some power rankings week by week based on obviously like it might be a little subjective, but ideally based on how the teams are performing. I'm sure some teams will clearly look like they have some clear-cut advantages, and others might be struggling, and we could talk about that week to week, and I'm sure it'll change too, and that's always fun. Um, and also maybe having some guests, right? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear from other members of the league. You know how they're feeling about their rosters, who they have to play, some of the matchups they have coming up. I think it'll be a lot of fun as well.
And I'm sure there'll be a little bit of shit talk as well. So
Oh yeah,
that'll be great. That'll be excellent.
yeah,
Um, that's what this is, though. This is episode one. We're kicking it
yes,
off,
hell yeah, the maiden
and
voyage.
the main, yeah, exactly. And I guess we should just it is currently Wednesday. There's some games kicking off now, but we're not gonna power rank anybody just yet because obviously the week hasn't finished. We could go through a little draft recap
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great.
for sure. Draft was Monday. It was the night before the first couple of games. I'm just gonna pull it up right now, the
Yeah,
little draft
yeah,
recap.
yeah. If you want to send me a screenshot too, so I can keep an eye on it as well.
The first round was pretty standard. I don't think there was anything super exciting. I did have to bite my teeth a few times, or bite my tongue, I guess is probably actually the expression. A few times throughout the the draft because I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty strongly opinionated on players and things in fantasy, but that is also part of the fun part is everybody having different feelings and thoughts about their players that they feel good about. You certainly made some decisions that I was like, interesting, you know, and I'm sure vice versa
Yeah, yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
Um, but we started pretty standard. It was Jokic
Yeah,
to Cameron. Um, which like I mean, yeah, if you're gonna have first pick, it's probably Jokic or Wemby. I think anything else is a little bit surprising.
yeah, especially in the
Um,
category league.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Worth noting also, this is my first category league. I've only done points leagues so far, and yours too, right? This is your
Yep.
first cat league.
Yeah, same here. I've only done I did one points league last year. And this is yeah my first nine category league. I'm a little nervous about it, but you know we'll see. I'm pretty excited.
You know what? Let me ask you actually before we even draft recap, just because I have you, and I haven't asked you this really. How do you feel about how you drafted? Did you go into it with a strategy and come out feeling like you accomplished that?
I I had less of a hard strategy and more of like the idea of how a nine category draft works is that I wanted to kind of lean into a sort of build, so to speak, like you know getting players of a specific archetype to try and be able to win the right amount of categories. And I kind of fell into having like a guard heavy lineup. My first couple
Hmm.
picks were Shea, Devin Booker, and Tyrese Maxey. So I have, you know, a lots of guard, bucket getter type of guys. But I think I did a good job, you know, filling out my roster. So I'll be competitive, I think, in most categories.
Yeah, that's a nice spot to be in,
So
for sure.
yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. What about you?
Um, I feel pretty good. I'll talk about it. Actually, I think it'll make sense as we're going. I can probably explain specific thoughts I had at some picks. Like
Sure, yeah.
there's one or two where I was even between certain players and even now I'm like, I don't know if that was right, but I feel pretty good. Obviously, like so. I mean, we can. So okay, so it was Jokic and then it was Luca, right? Ethan took Luca. We knew Ethan was going to take Luca because Ethan professed being a Dallas fan, I believe, right?
Yes, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
prior to the abomination that was the Luka trade. But um, you know, my heart goes out to all Dallas fans. But they also got Cooper Flag. Whatever, you're fine. So he took Luka. Great. And then Wemby went to Geo, and you were telling me that you were kind of like, oh, if I get pick four, because you were pick four here,
Mm.
am I between like a Wembanyama pick or a Giannis pick? Hypothetically, which one should I do? And you ended up not really having Wemby at all. You were between Shea and Giannis. Was that
Yeah,
like pretty cut and dry at that point where you were like, yeah, I'm taking Shea,
yeah,
100%?
yeah. I would say so. To me, because I told you that I was a little nervous about the idea that Wemby could have some sort of big injury like he did last season, miss a bunch of games. But between Shea and Giannis, Giannis does a lot of things really good, but like Shea is the MVP, the reigning MVP. So like to turn him down, seemingly at the prime of his, basketball playing life, that was a pretty easy decision for me.
Yeah, that would have been foolish. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm glad you made that choice because all of my prep was Giannis. I'm not gonna lie to you. Literally all of
Okay.
it. I was like, I'm just gonna assume I'm getting Giannis, and getting Giannis means not really having good free throws, and that kind of became my build from round one. Usually, you could kind of like, you know, you can kind of just pick the best player that comes available to you in the first three or four rounds and then see where you're at and be like, here's the direction that I'm clearly going in, or here's what I need to fill out still.
Mhm.
I kind of had to peg myself pretty early. I had Giannis, and I had to build around him off the bat. So I was five, and I was Giannis, and then Caleb had Cade Cunningham. I love that personally. I think Cade is a good six pick. Some people disagree. I don't. Um, the other consensus would be Anthony Edwards, who went at seven for the Bob Squad. Which I'm sorry, the Bob Squad is Freak
Keith,
Bob.
aka Boba Canoosh.
Oh, sorry, that's Bob Kanish. That's Keith.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have everyone's like I keep looking at Ban FD and being like, who the fuck is that? But that's Freak Bob.
Yes, that's Freak Bob.
Yeah, okay.
Aka Ryan.
Yep, and then we got
Matt.
wait, Matt is nine.
Yeah, Matt's the J Boss Fan Club.
Yeah, and Nikki is Hunter Forball X.
Yes. Whatever
Which
that means.
what the fuck? I think maybe we gotta make Nikki our first guest just so we can ask him what the hell that means.
I'm
Um,
down. Yeah, absolutely.
might
Uh,
as well.
how do you feel about those last couple picks? Trey Young, Anthony Davis, Sabonis.
I have pretty strong feelings about one of them. I think Trey is fine at eight. I think he's a guy who I think eight might be a little early. Um I get in terms of cat, at least that's what I noted for myself. Because like Trey isn't gonna be on the same team he was last year, more or less. Like he has a Porzingis and he has a healthy Jalen Johnson. So he's gonna kind of step away, hypothetically anyway. Anything can happen. But I think he's gonna be stepping away from being this like point like carrying guard versus leaning even more into his assist game. Which I mean that doesn't mean that's bad for uh, uh, a category league by any means, but it is kind of now that I think about it, it is kind of similar to like a Giannis thing though, where like you kind of peg yourself pretty early. You're kind of like here's you know kind of like three categories my first pick is good in and like three that he definitely isn't. Um, So I feel like maybe it's a little early on Trey, but I would love to be proven wrong because I think Trey's pretty fun. Anthony Davis, he's Anthony Davis. He is a top 10 player per game. It's just do you get him healthy?
Yeah.
Sabonis is the one that I'm like, no way about. And I had Sabonis. I loved Sabonis last year. I took him. I traded for him in my points league. But for this season, I think the Kings are a steaming hot pile of garbage. Do you feel that way?
Hmm. Would I go so far to say steaming pile of garbage? I'm not sure because I think Sabonis understands his role in the game. Right, he's a decent scorer. Uh, he basically walks into double doubles. He had some insane double double streak last season that was like, you know, 40
Oh yeah,
games or something stupid. I don't, you know,
totally,
quote me
totally.
on that. But yeah, I guess the question is like, what will his game look like now that he has Westbrook, Zach LaVine, and DeRozan all together for a full season? Like, is it are they going to be how are they going to be passing the ball around? Who's even their starting point guard right now?
Shoot, who is it?
It's not Malik Monk, is it? He's a shooting guard, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Well, I know that I don't. I'm just forgetting if Keegan Murray was their point guard because he's out.
Yes.
Um, but no, it is Dennis Schroeder, with the backup
Right.
being new addition Russ Westbrook, um, which is fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
Malik Monk is a shooting guard.
Yeah.
So I hear you, and I should amend what I said earlier. I don't like a player can be on a bad team and be fantastic for fantasy. Sometimes even better. AKA like Devin Booker, who we'll get to in a little bit, is kind of like it's his team more or less, right? It's not a bad place to be in for any fantasy league because they're going to be soaking up usage. The ball's going to be in their hands all the time. But Sabonis is on a bad team with like five guys who love to have the ball in their hands. And I don't like that. I hate that, dude. I think that's like last year, pre-trade, he had Fox, and Fox and him had been playing together for a while, and Fox was dishing him the ball. They had really good, really good comp, I think. I don't know that he's gonna get that with a Zach LaVine, with a Russell Westbrook, with a DeMar DeRozan. I could be totally wrong again, because I love Saboner. I love me some Saboner. Um, but I felt pretty strongly anyway. Personally, I had him on my do not draft list. But that's the beauty of fantasy. Maybe Nikki could totally prove me wrong on that. Hunter for ball sex. Maybe Sabonis will give him that ball sex that he is craving so much.
Yeah, and it could be part of his overall build too. Uh, we'll have to see. I mean, we can kind of take looks at some other picks here throughout the drafts.
Yeah, I guess we should keep it moving from the first round because most of
Yes.
this is pretty standard.
Hmm.
The interesting stuff starts to happen as we go along further. So let's go to round two.
Sure.
Um, it's a snake, so we turn it back around, and off of Sabonis, Nikki grabbed Carl Anthony Towns. That makes sense. Double center to start it off. Get really strong right off the bat in rebounds, blocks. Um, your field goal percentage is probably pretty good. Fun stuff like that. And then Matt grabbed James Harden to pair with his Anthony Davis. That's a little well rounded. And then Freak Bob, who we of course uh, adore as a fellow ball knower, did take the Josh Giddey plunge. How do you have you are you very familiar with the Josh Giddey hype specifically for fantasy
Yeah,
this
yeah.
season?
So I believe it was after the All Star break last season where he really like lit up. Like I think Zach LaVine had been gone. I think he was traded before the deadline. And
Yep.
Josh Giddey just like was filling the stat sheet every single night. Like 20 I think he was averaging something like so close to a 20-point triple double. Like 20 something points, 10 rebounds and like 8 or 9 assists every single night along with some steals and stuff too. Like he was truly doing everything on the court that you could imagine besides, I don't know, blocks or whatever. So the fact that the Chicago Bulls really are like figuring out their future right now, they're not, fully committing to the tank like, I don't know, Utah or whatever, the Nets, but they have such a strong, like, open, you know, the keys belong to anyone, and Josh Giddey seems the likely person to just take a bunch of shots and get a bunch of usage, like you mentioned. Not quite.
Do you like him at 13? Do you like him that early? In your opinion?
Um,
I do. I actually do. I think it's fun. But I don't know if
yeah,
did you like going into the draft, were you like, if Josh Giddey falls to me in the second round, I'm grabbing him, or were you
I
kind of
I
like,
did have his
mm,
name written down for the second round. I said if he's around in the second round by the time it gets back to me, like I would not mind picking him up at all because not only does he do so much, he's so young too. And whereas a couple of these guys, back to back, you see LeBron and Steph Curry, they're kind of elder statesmen of the league where everyone knows what they're capable of. We saw them play in what four back to back finals. Their histories are incredible and long, but they're in their 30s, right? They're old. So Josh Giddey might very well play like 78 games or something, and whoever has him not only gets the benefit of him doing everything, but he does everything every single night. So I think it's a I think it's a cool pick. I'm not you have no hate from me, honestly.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good risk. I mean, like, what you'll see, a lot of what I value in these drafts and what I'm going to end up talking about a lot is just the idea of value. The idea of a guy where it's like, oh, his floor is probably this, but his ceiling this season could be this. And, that's the kind of stuff that can win you a league. So, like, a Josh Giddey in the second round, sure, like that very well could be his ceiling. He could even get a little bit higher than that. Okay. Let's keep it moving. LeBron James at that's number 14, I believe.
Yeah.
He's old, he's hurt. I disagree, but Godspeed to you, Keith. He is the GOAT, so like, I'm not. What are you gonna do? But he is out with sciatica, and that's an old man ass injury to be out with. So we'll see when he comes back. Stephen Curry also old, but not hurt. He's kind of cooking actually. And that went to Caleb. Um, and I like Steph, especially because he paired him with Cade. It's kind of like a strong double point guard thing. And then I grabbed Amon. I was so happy to have Amon. Kind of similar situation to Josh Giddey, where it's the kind of thing where there's high upside potentially. That being said, he did shoot 7 threes yesterday and miss every single one. So he might have cooked me in that category already. And then you got Devin Booker. Honestly, surprised Devin Booker fell that far, but I'm
Y-
sure you were happy to get him.
yeah, I'm like, you said it yourself, Devin Booker, the Suns are his team now, especially with, KD gone. Uh, Jalen Green, I think, will be. It'll be interesting to see how Jalen Green operates next to Devin Booker. But I mean, Devin Booker has shown himself to be such a prolific scorer. The passing game, I think, has pretty gradually improved as well as he spent more and more time in the league. So the fact that I got him 17th, like I, yeah, that was a free pickup for me, and now I have a wealth of guards that I decided to start, paying attention to.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I like Devin Booker there. That's a
Yeah,
nice pick. And then Pascal Siakam, Gio, Bam Adebayo, Donovan Mitchell, all pretty standard. I like it all. Kevin Durant fell to the third round, which Unk still got it, aka Cameron was able to snag. That's kind of a steal, honestly. That's another one that I'm like, like. But also the second round this year is really strong in general, in my opinion. So a lot of these guys could really go anywhere, and most of the times I'm gonna be like, yeah, you know. Uh, with the exception of this next name, um, which surprised me. I kind of had to check my watch, check what year it was, because Paul George went next at 22 to Ethan. And I imagine it's just the kind of thing where Ethan's just a Paul George believer. I think he probably just really likes his game, and his image should be displayed here in the background gloriously, um, crossing the fuck out of. Uh, uh, I can't even say. I don't want to say it. I don't want to get struck, but
yeah,
CP3.
yeah.
Um,
Just Google bow to the Paul God.
yeah, do yourself a favor. Um, I wouldn't have done it obviously, because Paul George last year got traded to the Sixers and he looked kind of crappy. But I would love to be wrong about that. It'd be the coolest thing if Paul George ended up getting his flow back this year, was healthy, and balled the fuck out. So Godspeed to you. Jalen Brunson to Gio, Tyrese Maxey to you. Maxey fell a little bit also. That's pretty nice.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
another guard under your wing.
I'm very happy about Maxi because the story of the Sixers, especially the last couple of seasons, has been like them kind of getting owned by injury, and even Maxi, had a pretty decent injury last year, but he kind of has more. He's young. I think he has a lot more room to grow. So depending on how Paul George and Embiid, depending on how their season goes, like we could very well see Tyrese Maxey getting more and more responsibility, which I'm very happy about.
Yeah, pretty dope. And I very similarly was extremely happy to get Jalen Johnson. He's one of my favorite players, and I think I have him in every single league I'm playing this year. I'm just all in. Um, so I hope he continues to ball out. And then we had Chet, we had Mobley. Chet went to Caleb, Mobley went to Keith. Uh, the rookie, the white LeBron they're calling him. They're not calling him that, but that that went to Freak Bob. Cooper Flag's gonna be really fun to watch. Um, yeah, they're definitely not calling him that. Jalen Brown went next to Matt.
To Matt,
Good
yeah.
pickup. And Paulo Banchero went to Nikki. I'm gonna let you take over for round four also.
Yeah,
So that
yeah, absolutely. So I like the Paulo pick. Paulo was one of my backups
yeah, mine too.
if Maxi wasn't available because I think Paulo has a lot of. I feel like despite being an all star, like I feel like he's still kind of slept on in terms of what he's capable of. So I would love to. I would have loved to have him, but I got my own magic in the next round. So yeah, round four. We have a mix of kind of some young guys and some guys who have been around a few years. Lamelo has he has a weird story where it's like it's unclear how much it's really gonna work building around him. Uh, Despite that, he does get he gets a lot of touches. He will shoot 10 threes in a quarter, and cross your
Oh yeah.
fingers. Hopefully half of them go in.
I mean,
Uh,
look, hypothetically, LaMelo Ball fully healthy for a year. That's like a top 15 value player. It's
oh
just that
yeah,
he's never played for a full year. So like, Godspeed to you. I hope he does because he's so fun to watch. But somebody had to take him. You know.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So Jalen Williams, he slid down quite a bit, and it's partially because of his injury, I would imagine. But I mean,
Hmm.
he was great. He was an All Star last year. He had a little bit of inconsistency in the finals, but ultimately when it mattered, he was able to lock the fuck in and deliver a great performance. And yeah, we have some
Yep.
other like young guys who are the cores of their team, like very important. Sengun, he just lit up like crazy last night. Scotty Barnes, people are a little concerned about his development because he's in his third or fourth year now, right?
Yeah. Wow. I feel like he's old as fuck. Has he only been in the league for? In my mind, Derek White is like 30, but I think it's just because
Oh,
he is
I was talking about
aggressively
Scotty
bald.
Barnes.
Oh, my bad.
No, yeah,
Sorry. Yeah,
Derek
Scotty Barnes is
White's
only in his.
Derek White has
Yeah.
been in the league. He was on the Spurs for a couple years before he joined the Celtics, and he'll be interesting now because Tatum obviously is gone, and he's just going to have a big uptick in responsibility on the Celtics.
Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a
Yeah,
really good pick for Caleb.
Jamal Murray. How do you feel about him?
Great. I needed a point guard. Honestly, I was really hoping to get the two guys that were higher on my list were Sengun and Barnes for the comp with Giannis. But they got snagged, and so Jamal it was. But I was really happy to get Jamal in the fourth round. In some drafts, he goes a little earlier, and I think he's going to be elite.
Yeah,
So,
I'm with you, man. I have him in a points league, and I'm really happy about that. I got Franz. I think Franz is a great player. I think with their new comp with the addition of Desmond Bain, he'll be able to he'll have better spacing to work with, which I think will
mm,
be really exciting to watch. Josh Hart, he's kind of like almost a like a lesser version of like these guys, Josh Giddey and Ben Thompson, where he is a hustle guy. He's running around, he's doing everything that needs to get done. Um, decent scorer, I would say, but I mean, he's a workhorse, and I think that's pretty appealing in the mid rounds.
maybe this is one that I have strong feelings about. Also, that I had some notes on pre-draft, pretty much for all my drafts. I had Josh Hart on my do not draft. Um, reason being, and I love Josh Hart. He is one of my favorite players, and he's my girlfriend's favorite player. She thinks his shoulders look really cool. And they do. He's got big ass shoulders. But I don't think he's replicating those numbers from last year. I don't think so. Obviously, half of that is that the coach, Tibbs, is gone, and he's not forcing his players to play 40 minutes a night. That's not going to be a thing anymore. Um, but I also am not convinced that he's even starting anymore. to be real with you, Joey, I think that Josh Hart's coming off the bench, and that hurts his value a lot. If because like a lot of that value we were getting last season, a lot of those numbers you're seeing came from the dude being just this engine that was playing, 35 to close to 40 minutes all the time, and just hustling. But I don't think he's gonna be played like if you lose even like 5 minutes, a guy like that, your value goes down a good amount. And so I'm just not confident in what it'll look like. I think it'd be really cool if he does pull it off, and hell, even if he gets better, like holy shit, I'll shut my mouth forever. But
Hmm.
I feel pretty worried about him, especially in the round that his average draft prediction was at. I was kind of like, no way. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Gio, good luck to you.
That's a wait and see for sure. I'm really curious to see how the Knicks shape up
Yeah.
this year, considering how the East is looking. Jordan Poole, interesting. He's first year on a new team, the Pelicans. Be interesting to see what his production looks like. He's previously on the Wizards and also the
Yeah.
Warriors. So it'll be to see him play next to Zion will be really interesting. And Zach
And
Levine
not for
here. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say not for nothing, but a lot of people didn't really talk about Jordan Poole in the last like half of last season. He kind of quietly had a comeback, so I don't hate it. I think he could be really good this
Yeah,
year.
I'm excited to see how that goes. And Zach Levine rounds out the fourth round. Interesting player. He People kind of say that he has like a style of basketball that isn't quite uh like meta in the league anymore. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits into this Sacramento Kings core. I think the scoring is probably still there. Honestly, like he can still get to his spots
Oh
pretty
yeah,
well.
he's a bucket. Don't get me wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So it'll be interesting to see how that fits in with the rest of Cameron, aka Silu's team, and the Kings. So another one to keep your eyes on, I think. So
Yeah,
round five over here, uh, Cameron got
fucking Cameron stole
Austin
Austin Reeves from me.
Reeves. I
I
think
wanted him.
Austin Reeves had a lot of hype the second half of last season. He was
Hmm.
kind of seen as the the third head of the dragon next to LeBron and Luca. He's progressed a lot as a player, so it'll be really interesting to see how he fits into uh, this new backcourt with Luca.
And it's worth mentioning, like we said earlier, LeBron is out. So like AR-15, he's basically the second head of that dragon now. He's gonna be balling for at least a month. Who knows when LeBron's back? But
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
good pick. Good
Yeah,
pick.
Dyson Daniels, another guy who had some incredible development as of late.
Yeah, that's a guy you
I think this
grab
is
when
a
you want
really good
steals.
pick. Yeah, like
Hmm.
Ethan might have the sole property of the steals category every week solely
Yeah,
because of that guy. Uh,
yeah,
Vucevic, Vucevic is interesting because he, out of nowhere, had like a great season on the Bulls, and
yeah.
a lot of people were expecting him to get traded by the break to go to a contender, find someone who needs either center depth, and also not bad 3-point shooting for a big man. But he stuck around in Chicago, so another guy
They
to,
can't get rid of
to
him,
keep your eye.
even if they want. Even if they want
Yeah, I already sleeps in the locker room, man. They can't get rid of him.
to.
Uh, I'm very curious to see how his stats will look. He's been in the league for a long time now. He's in his mid 30s, but he really
Yeah,
hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. He still plays in like 70 games a season. I think this is a good, reasonable pick. I got Zubac. I'm honestly surprised Zubac fell this far. His rebounding numbers were insane last season.
mm,
So for this guy being my center, I'm like so happy about it.
I'm gonna digress actually, Joey. Live and hot on the air, and say that I don't like Zubac there, but that's just my personal opinion. I just feel like they grabbed two centers in the offseason, two backup centers in Brooke Lopez and uh, the other guy whose name I can't forget, but he was drafted later on. So like Zubac, I don't know. I don't know. It's a similar thing to Josh Hart, except Zubac obviously isn't going to be coming off the bench. He's still going to be starting, but I don't know if he's going to be getting those minutes like he was last year. We'll
I
see.
I see what you're saying, and I do believe there is validity to it.
I'm just telling you what
No,
I was thinking. I'm just letting you
no, yeah,
know.
that's no worries, man. I think Zubak is pretty young though. He's what 28.
Oh yeah, he's in his prime.
He's yeah, and Brook Lopez politely is not.
No, he's
I
like
think
70.
if Zubac loses more than I don't know 5 minutes a game or whatever, I would be kind of surprised. Like I think I think his usage will go down a little bit. I think his rebounds will also go down a little bit, but I'm not concerned. I think what he brings to the table is enough for me to be happy taking him in the fifth round.
I love that for you,
Yeah,
and I disagree, and you're wrong, but I love that for you, buddy. You do your thing.
we'll see, man. We'll see. Uh, yeah, I actually just realized how many centers we had this round. Look, back to back, it's four, and then Miles Turner a couple picks later. So how do you
Yeah.
feel about Jaren Jackson then?
Jaren Jackson is actually the one pick that I was tweaking about, and I got him. I think I ended up taking like almost the full minute to make my decision on him, because I was trying to I was figuring like, well, there's centers I can grab later, and I'd like to maybe get a strong point guard, and I was thinking about Darren Fox, and this is one that I'm kind of like, damn, maybe I should have taken Darren Fox just to really lock in, you know, my the other stats that I need, like assists and things. But I got JJJ. I'm not necessarily upset about it, even though at this moment he is playing like hot dog shit. For whatever that's worth. But I don't know. I think I'm happy with it. Just grab a center, keep the blocks in and rebounds and things going.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think even more polarizing than anything before it though is not necessarily as a pick, but just as a player, Joel Embiid here in round five. What is your over under on games played for Embiid this year?
Oh man, I would say like 50, and then I would take the under.
You would.
Yeah, I think hopefully they figured something out where he's limiting the strain. He's still appearing. Maybe his minutes will go down or something. But like
Hmm.
hopefully he'll still be around enough to be playing, maybe 2/3 of the game this season. That would be encouraging. But I mean, if he can even get to like 70 or 80% of what his MVP season was, then I think this would be a huge steal for crossover.
Yeah, I mean, of course, the basketball is better when the stars are playing. I'm not necessarily an Embiid fan, but I mean, like, I love to watch games where he's playing. That being said, I just believe that those knees are like pudding. I don't think that they do what they're supposed to do anymore. And I don't know. It's just but like you have to take him. Like round five is just like this is a guy who has top 10 value what per game. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah,
somebody had to take him. I'm glad he didn't go higher than this, I guess. What is this, like 56?
that's
That's
yeah 50, 56. Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
That's yeah,
So the
that's
rest of
great.
this round, we have a couple interesting cases. You have De'Aaron Fox and Miles Turner, who are both into new situations. It'll be really interesting to see how they perform with new cores. Both really great players in their own right. And then we
Hmm.
have a couple more guys who are big question marks, Zion and Ja, who
Mm.
have been some of the biggest potential men in the league. People have been waiting for them to both do great things, and much like some other players we already talked about, like the availability has been a big problem for both of them. Uh, there's been some
Yeah,
hype about healthy Zion, and we'll have to see if that comes true.
not for nothing, but I mean, like, I know Zion didn't play last year, but he literally played 70 games the year before. So, like, he could play 10 or he could play the full season. It's kind of, and if he plays the full season, that's fucking top 20 value. Zion is a beast in fantasy. And same thing with Ja, too. They're both here in this round for the same reason, more or less. Their value per game is much higher than where their average draft placement is. So I love the picks. Round five is a good place to take risks, I think, the mid rounds in general on like health related players. So I dig it.
For
I dig
sure.
it. I don't
Yeah.
know the exact comp looking at their teams right now, like for Nikki and for Matt,
Mhm.
but either way, I like the picks. Round six.
Okay, round
What do we
six.
got for round six?
So we got Desmond Bain kicking off round six. Six. You, in our points league, you told me to stay away from Desmond Bain because you think his
I hold
numbers
on to that.
are a little unsustainable
Hmm.
because he played so many games without Ja. We were just talking about him. So now that he's
Hmm.
on a whole new team and he's not like going to be the number one option for large swaths of it, hopefully, his numbers might go down. So
He's not even going to be the second option. I mean, like that's Paolo and that's Franz.
Franz,
That's
yeah.
their team. So Desmond Bain is going to be like a spot up 3 point god on that team, I think. And I mean, Desmond Bain is an amazing player. He's fantastic. But
Hmm.
that was my intuition, anyways. I could be totally wrong. Maybe Desmond Bain takes some kind of a leap, or the mold is perfect for him to slide right in and provide the fantasy value that you want. But
Yeah.
at pick, what is this? Pick
61.
50.
61, right?
Is this 61?
Yeah, because of round six.
That's like actually appropriate. I think that Desmond Bain's ADP was way higher, maybe a few weeks ago, or maybe he fell in our draft
Hmm.
a little bit. But like honestly, at 61,
Yeah, I think that's not bad
that's
actually.
that is appropriate. That's like very. I think that's good. But before he was in the 40s, and I was like, I would rather fucking take I don't know anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was, but I guess I probably shouldn't talk about this other league too much. But it was between Jamal Murray and Desmond Bain for me. Uh, so I think he fell appropriately. I guess. Are there any picks right here in round six? We should probably speed this up a little bit. Are there any picks in round six here that you are interested in uh, in discussing?
Oh, good question. I mean, I like most of them, honestly. None of them are. Well, you know what though? I don't know if I agree about Nas Reed in the 60s. Um, for Cameron there at the very end of that round.
Yeah.
I think that Nas Reed is a bench player. He's a six man. He's a fantastic player,
Hmm.
and I love going crazy for Nas Reed. He's fantastic. I love seeing memes where people act like he's like the Michael Jordan of the basketball world. Um, but I don't know. I just like I don't know. I I don't know. Maybe if you just needed the center, when you get later in these rounds, it's also kind of like there are certain decisions that you make where you reach for players because you're just like, fuck, I don't have this position, or I need to fill out this, counting stat. I need a guy. Maybe you just reach for a guy in that situation,
For sure.
and that's fine. That makes sense. That's cool. If that was the case, I don't know. We'll have Cameron on sometime, and we'll have to talk about it, I guess.
Absolutely.
But I guess that's the only one I can say. Everything else I like.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
I like the Jimmy
OG,
pick.
yeah. I thought Caleb taking Miles Bridges there, very appropriate. Porzingis is a double double god when healthy. So all good. Yeah, we can go on to round seven, I
Sure,
think.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, Michael Porter Jr., another guy, new situation, could be the tank commander that the Nets want. Could be, instead of playing next to Jokic and Jamal Murray, he could just have the green light to do whatever he wants, run around, shoot a bunch of threes, dunk on people, maybe. I don't know.
chuck
Uh,
up shot.
yeah,
Yeah,
just Chuck. Uh,
Michael Pass the Rock Porter Jr. Yeah,
uh, yeah, I think a lot of these guys here are pretty solid uh, guys who get the job done, but maybe are inconsistent sometimes. Like I'm thinking Julius Randle, Jalen Green. Uh,
yeah,
Jalen Green is kind of the measure of inconsistency, low key. Like sometimes he'll shoot lights out and you'll be going crazy, and otherwise he will shoot like his eyes are closed.
yeah, yeah. That's totally true. He's also injured right now too. That was to Matt, right? Matt took Jalen
Yep,
Green.
that's Matt.
Um, But yeah, I don't know. I understand taking a guy like that and being like maybe this year he takes a leap because he's still very young. Um, so I get it. Whatever. Most of these guys in this round aren't young, which is actually kind of funny, except
Yeah,
maybe Jacob Podol, um,
I think
Lauri Markkinen. I Markkinen is who took that?
he's
That was Freak Bob.
that's Freak Bob. It's not a bad idea on paper, I think, but like Utah had to be investigated last year. He sat out a bunch of games for seemingly no reason. Uh,
Yeah,
so like I wanted to, despite his promising like scores and numbers he was putting up. he just sat out a weird amount of games. So it's hard to even know what Utah's up to. Like they could be very well be doing nothing. They could be cooking absolutely nothing.
They probably are cooking absolutely nothing. Um, but that's all well and fine. Yeah, everything in this round was pretty standard. I think everybody was starting to fill it out, starting to
Yes.
fill out their rosters. And then we get into round eight. Darius Garland actually to kick off round eight, I think actually is great value.
Mhm.
Excellent value. I
And
know he's injured and that's why he fell, but this is a top 50 player when healthy.
same thing with
For
Tyler Hero.
fantasy. Same thing, right? Yeah, both those guys fell for similar reasons. Yeah, and Nikki and Matt both snagged them right up at the. It's almost like they coordinated it. But I like it. I think it's great, and I honestly was hoping to grab one of them. Hence why I ended up having to grab Kevin Porter Jr. And I hope that pans out. Um, uh, Everything else is pretty good. Peyton Pritchard is one I really wanted to. That went before me. That went to Freak Bob. Ball
he
knower. That makes sense.
yeah, he shot lights out last season. He was, the leading kind of bench guy. Did he win Six Man of the Year last year? I forget. Or did that go to
Didn't he?
Yeah, because Nasrid I think was 2 years ago. Uh,
Yes.
but yeah, so Peyton Pritchard stepping up now. He'll probably have a pretty big space in the Boston rotation now. So that'll
Yeah.
that'll be an exciting pick. I'm really curious to see how that kind of shapes up. Kawhi
Yep.
Leonard may or may not be suspended at some point due to his
To
his
tampering.
illegal money he's getting. Yeah, dude, that's he might get thrown
So
out the
funny.
league. I don't
I
know.
don't think anything is going to happen at all,
Probably
and
not.
which is so fucking funny. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, Kawhi goes there. He also is just another guy similar to Embiid. Went very late because of potential health reasons. He hasn't been healthy for a few seasons, but he came into this one healthy, and that's encouraging. So you're getting insane per game value. The rest of this was pretty standard. The one pick that stands out to me that I honestly really liked um, was Ethan taking Brandon Ingram. I think Brandon Ingram is another guy who kind of like has some health potential problems, and some people don't like his game either. But god damn it, he balls hard, man, and he's got really good fantasy value. He puts the fucking rock through the hoop, and he's on Toronto, and he's I don't know, between him, RJ Barrett, and Barnes, it could get messy. But I don't know. He was on my potential draft list, especially for the comp I was going for. So props to Ethan for snagging him.
For sure.
Um, I wish I had done it. Buddy Hield is a little bit insane though. I don't, I don't, I don't know. I don't know about Buddy Hield here
I don't
at the end of the eighth
hate
round.
it. I think he. I mean, we saw last night, right? We're recording this the day after the league
Yeah,
had
okay.
begun.
To be fair, yeah, we have insider information that Buddy Hield played well
Yes.
yesterday for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm curious to see how playing next to Jimmy Butler for a full season will kind of work because after that trade, after the Jimmy Butler trade, like the Warriors looked great last year. So a full season, a sustainable full season of that might be great. Who knows?
It could be. Yeah, maybe Unc really does still got it, and he foresaw a vision and or had insider information,
Yeah.
or just knew went off of vibes and was like, I think Buddy Hield's going to be consistently great, and it's looking good so far. He played great yesterday, so
Yeah, I agree.
um, we'll see. And then he turned around and got Jabari Smith Jr. in round 9, and then Ethan grabbed Tobias Harris, which maybe was a little early on Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe not though. He's starting. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. Um, I think I just had him on my do not draft list because I don't like him as a player. It might not have anything to do with his fantasy value, to be fair.
Yeah.
Um, Andrew Wiggins, Christian Braun. I took Brandon Miller. Real happy about that. Everything here was pretty standard too. Um, I liked the quickly pick. I think that might be the standout. I liked quickly
Yeah. Quickly
for
is.
the Bob Squad because quickly is a great player, and if you needed a guy to get assists and things like that, it's pretty dope.
I agree.
Um,
I like the
it's good
Norm
value in the
Powell
90s.
trade or pick. Uh, so this is one of those trades that'll be really good. Not trades, drafts that'll be really good in the short term because, as we mentioned earlier, Tyler Hero's out. So Norm Powell is going to be relied on for a lot of offense early.
Yeah,
So
yeah, for
I think he'll, I haven't been watching it, but there's a game happening as we speak, and Norm Powell was looking pretty good to start it. So I think it's a solid pick. I'm pretty happy with that.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, right now, as you said, people are kind of snatching on more people. Matt got Gobert. Nikki finished the round with Cam Thomas, who recently took the qualifying offer for the Nets, and it'll be interesting to see how he fits in with all the new guys. Maybe he's gonna ball out like crazy to show contenders what he's made of.
I'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to tank your field goal percentage just eternally and never pass the ball. It's just going to be a competition between him and Michael Porter Jr. of who can not pass the ball the most and miss the most shots at the same time. I fucking hate the Nets. Let's move on to round 10. What do we have going on over here?
Dude, I'm so
We
glad I
got.
don't have to watch Nets anymore.
Why did you ever have to watch the Nets?
I had Cam Johnson on my a previous fantasy team, so I found myself
Okay.
watching a lot of Nets games. And thankfully, that'll never happen again. I get to watch
Yeah,
Jokic turn the court into a painting.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, round ten. A couple of people are picking up some young guys, some old vets. You got people like C.J. McCollum. It'll be curious to see what he does on the Wizards. Once again, they
I
might
think
be cooking. They might be cooking ice soup. They might be doing absolutely nothing, man.
yeah, I don't want to like reveal anybody's strategies or anything like that, but you know, a question for a guy like CJ or really most players that are on teams that are horrible and also have a lot of young talent that also slot into positions similar to the ones that the vets are playing. Um, you got to be a little bit worried when you're thinking about the end of the season, right? That kind of February, March, April, or yeah, February, March mostly for fantasy. Silly season they call it, where some guys just suddenly have mystery injuries and they don't play. They don't play a lot because those teams are like, well, we're dog shit anyway, so why would we play those
Yeah,
guys when we can develop our youngins? Now, I'm not saying that that's the reason why Nicky picked CJ McCollum. And truthfully, I don't think it is actually. I think that he probably was just like, I want a shooting guard who puts up big points, which CJ can do, and gives me a little bit of, he can fill up a few of the other stats as well. And that's a great pick for that reason. Because, I mean, like, I'm a Portland Trail Blazers fan, and when I started watching, CJ was tearing it up on that team. I still love him. I think he's fantastic. Um, so great pick. And then even better, in my opinion, Shaden Sharp. Speaking of Portland Trailblazers, Matt got Shaden Sharp, and I was mad as hell because I wanted Shaden Sharp. I think he's fantastic. I think he's going to take a big leap this year.
Portland's gonna be fun to
So
watch this year.
so fun, yeah. Um, but I didn't get him. And then, Stefan Castle, Isaiah Hartenstein, D'Angelo Russell. I got a Serge Thompson instead, which I was just as happy about. It was between those two. Same reason I think he's going to take a big leap this year. You grabbed Cole Ware, and I told you were going to pay for it um, when
Yeah.
you did it.
So
I told you you would regret it.
he did play tonight. My phone died, or else I would see how he's
You want me
doing.
to go
I
tell
I,
you?
I don't think no, don't tell me. I don't want to
I
know.
kind of,
I don't want to
I'll
face
be
my
like,
truth now. I'll do it on my own time and fucking be sad, or maybe be happy. Who knows? Uh,
let me look. I'm just looking. I'm not going
okay.
to say anything.
You look. Don't say
Mm.
anything.
I'm not going to
Uh,
look. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to make a weird noise.
mm,
So you take from that whatever you want to.
I Yeah, man, I'm scared, man. Rounding out the 10th round, we have Alex Starr, who we were all kind of clowning on because he plays for Washington, and his rookie season was okay, maybe not particularly encouraging, but I think he has a lot of upside. And at round 10, that's
Yeah,
when you roll the fucking dice. And
that's a
then
great pick for upside that late for
yeah,
sure.
no, I agree. And then the last two guys are once again two guys in new situations. I think Kyle Kuzma got traded at the deadline
It's last
last
season.
season, but having a full season, hopefully they'll be able to, cook something up there,
Yeah,
see if the Bucks
yeah,
are
for sure.
capable of something. And then yeah, Tyus Jones, I think is he going to be the backup point guard, or is he? I don't think he'll be starting, will he?
No, 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 he will not be starting. He's gonna be the backup point guard for who the hell is the point guard for Orlando for the Magic? Is it Franz?
Uh, no, Franz is a small forward. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. Let me look up that Orlando Magic depth chart real quick. He is the backup point guard for. Oh, Jalen Suggs. Duh.
Yeah, I forgot about Suggs. I forgot about Suggs because he's not a fucking a bucket getter. He's like a defense, one of those defense point guards.
Yeah,
But he's not bad.
yeah.
I mean, he was like a lot like a top four pick or something when he got drafted. So it's
Mhm,
cool. He's kind of carved out a nice little role for himself.
mhm.
Moving on to round 11.
Oh God,
Uh, this is a
this
this
is
is a bit of a
no.
weird one. This
Yeah,
is
it's weird.
a.
All right.
I'm sorry. I- I'll do it. I'll do it recorded. I will formally apologize for taking Matas Buzelis, one
Let's
pick
hash
before
this out.
Jake.
Let's hash this out. I'm so pissed, dude. Well, look. All right. We had Caruso. What? Let me tell you my thought process in this moment in round 11. I was like, I'm so fucking happy that I have not had to reach for Buzelis yet. I'm gonna get him in round 11. This is fantastic value. This is great. He's my favorite player. So Caruso goes. I'm like, things are going well. Ethan takes DeAndre Ayton. I'm like, let's go, dude. I'm 100% gonna be getting Buzelis once again. Huge dub. Reed Shepard goes to Geo. Um, and then you did me extremely dirty, and you picked Buzelis directly before me in the exact spot that I wanted to. And I have to wonder, Joey, now that we're talking about this and confessing our thoughts and feelings to one another,
Sure.
I do have to wonder if I didn't tell you, if I didn't get you on the hype train, would I have been able to get Buzelis here? Was it
Uh,
really, did I do this to myself?
Honestly,
You know?
man, I think you think about yourself too much.
Fuck you.
No, dude, I watched a bunch of Bulls games last season. I had Patrick bum ass Williams on my team for like half the season, and I'm like, man, this guy sucks. This Buzelis guy's pretty good though. And a lot of people were hyping him up. It wasn't just you, man. Like I know how big you were on him, and
I'm so sure
and
it
I
was just
will
me.
say partially, I did have the thought I can't let Jake get Buzelis in two leagues.
That's what I'm saying, man. Uh,
I didn't think
let's
it.
move on.
I didn't
This
think it
is
had to
such
be
a too
me.
painful.
Yeah, we're gonna be that'll be a theme for the whole season. But anyways, yeah, we have an interesting mix here of rookies, right? You got rookies, young people, guys like Devin Vassell, Ace Bailey, Keontae
Mm.
George. I think is what second year, third year.
Yep.
And then Draymond Green is Turbo Unk, but still has
Turbo
some
Onk, but he
value.
still got it.
He still has some
Hmm.
value. Yeah, so those will be some interesting picks. It'll be interesting to see how they pan out. Uh, Utah, I really don't want to watch Utah Jazz games, but maybe Ace Bailey's the truth. Like who knows?
I think he'll be fun to
Yeah.
watch.
Round
It,
12.
it's a yeah. I do just want to say that it's a shame that there isn't a category for technical fouls that you can win because Freak Bob would win it every week with
That would
Draymond Green.
rule. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, round 12. Yeah.
Round 12. So VJ Edgecombe, pretty highly hyped. I'm excited to see how he goes. He
Fantastic
was
pick.
what top three pick I think in the draft.
In
So
the
the
yeah,
NBA
yeah, in
draft,
the
yeah, yeah,
NBA
yeah. So
draft, yeah.
that'll be exciting.
And he's starting too. They just slotted him right in. I think
Mhm.
he's hooping right now
Yeah.
too. He's like going off. So,
Uh,
great pick.
Dante DiVincenzo. Perhaps some really good foresight by crossover here because DJ
Yeah.
DiVincenzo was listed as the backup, but think today, like this afternoon, they like he's starting over Mike Conley, which I think makes a lot of sense. Conley was
Yeah.
almost completely unplayable in the playoffs last year. You know, respect to
y-
Unk, salute, but sorry, man.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. No, yeah, that pick now has way more value. I think that if that was something that was known prior to our draft, DiVincenzo could have gone like two full rounds earlier, but here Caleb snags him at 12th round. It's
yeah,
great.
and then I
Great
liked the
value.
Aaron Gordon pick as well. I was kind of considering him as well, but I think I was kind of filling up on forwards.
Hmm.
But I think Aaron Gordon he had a great playoff. and I'm curious to see how he'll look with this new kind of reloaded Denver Nuggets team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He actually improved like his percentages all around last year, including his 3-point percentage, and it was almost like it almost looked like unsustainable, but then he just did. He just kept it up. Granted, he was also out for a good chunk of last season, but he upped all of those percentages by like a ridiculous amount. His free throws too. So there's a lot of value in having Aaron Gordon for sure. I'm very excited to watch him play. That's pretty much everything interesting in round 12. These are the last two rounds. These are like this is the flyer zone, more or less, right? You're
Yeah.
taking guys because you're like, I mean, like maybe a little bit less so in a 10 team because this is just a 10 team.
Mhm.
So like, there's still a lot of players, even if you look at our waiver wire, that you could snag it in any given week, and like they're gonna give you value.
For
Um,
sure.
but all the same, Contavious Caldwell Pope went to Unc Still Got It. We were just talking about Contavious Caldwell Pope and how he got his 2 championships. He got his bag, and then he went to uh,
The Magic.
Orlando, was it? Yeah,
Yes.
and was just didn't hit any shots. Kind of hilarious, but respect to him. Maybe he'll have a bounce back year. Clay
Yeah.
Thompson went to Ethan. Um, Splash Brother, former Splash Brother. I guess
Yeah,
he's not a
I
Splash
think they're
Brother anymore.
still I think he's still a Splash Brother.
I guess he gets it still, honorary. Drew Holiday for Geo probably just wanted to snag a point guard, and that is not a bad choice.
For sure.
You grabbed Cameron Johnson. I know you like Cameron Johnson a lot as a player,
Yeah.
right? You're just like a fan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I think
it's a nice.
putting anyone being next to Jokic is a buff, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh
That's
so,
definitely true.
so you took pods. What was your mindset on that?
Just taking a flyer, man.
Taking
Just
the flyer?
grabbing a guy entering his third year who's
Yes.
starting for Golden State, and I was like, you know what? Let's see, let's see how he does. And yeah, so I'm tracking him, eyeing him very closely, but
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Tari Eason went to Caleb after that, um, and I think Tari was really bad in his first game with Houston, but I don't expect that precedent to be how his season goes.
I agree.
Freak Bob took Bronny James, which is
No,
hilarious, and that's about all I have
Boba.
to say. Oh, sorry. God, I'm sorry. I keep fucking.
No, it's all good. Yeah,
It's
the
because Bob is in the
Bob,
name,
right.
Bob Squad, and I keep getting. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry, Boba.
so
Sorry,
Boba
kid.
got the father and the son, which I think is so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I
What's the Holy
it's
Spirit equivalent to that
the
then?
Holy Spirit. I mean, it's got to be like I don't know. Who would the Holy Spirit be for LeBron James? I feel like they're not in the
uh,
league anymore, bro. It's like some old head.
yeah.
It's
It's a good question.
it's
Keith, let
Dwayne.
us know when you come on our
Yeah,
show. Let us know who is the Holy Spirit to your Bronny
that's
and
a good
your
one.
LeBron of your team. Um, and then Freak Bob took Ice Bryce Sensabaugh, the greatest player in the entire league. I tip my hat to you. I love it. I love that pick. Mark Williams went extremely late. Also, that's like actually, I was actually a little bit baffled that Mark Williams went in the hundreds. Or so late into the hundreds, I guess. I guess I could see him going in like a 10th round kind of deal, but
Mhm.
he didn't, 13th round, Mark Williams,
Yeah, that's crazy.
for Matt. That's a great, I know that he hasn't been healthy and he's played, you know, what is it, like in the past 3 seasons, a combined, like, I
Not
don't know,
many.
not that many.
Combines to like one season worth of games or something.
Yeah, it's like 70, I think. It's not great, but his per game value, dude, is it's just like it's kind of like he's kind of like a Shingun who's always hurt. He's just double double, like automatic double double always. Great value. Um, and then we had Nick Claxton,
Yeah,
um, which is great, which is fine. And then we turn it around for the final round, uh,
a
where
lot
Nicky
of
grabs DeAndre
a
Hunter.
lot of fun kind of flyers. Just taking someone who you think might be exciting, interesting. Matt, I think, was just stashing Kyrie. It's not clear
Yeah,
when he's coming back, right? That's one of the kind of big questions.
January at best, and I would be surprised if he comes back in
Yeah,
January.
because Kyrie's
Uh,
kind of getting up there too.
he's getting up there, and
But
he's very hurt.
but hey,
We'll see.
maybe he comes back and he's cooking people.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. We'll see. This I think the standouts from this round overall are a couple of flyers that I like, and also a pick that I think has a lot of value that a lot of people overlooked. So I love Dylan Harper. You grab Dylan Harper.
Yes, sir.
I think that's I think that's fantastic. I think that's a great guy to pick and see what happens. And conversely, also Igor Demin. I keep saying Denim, but Demin for Freak Bob. Similar thing. That's just a great flyer rookie that you want to see. You want to see how he pans out, how many shots he gets up, and things like that. Um, but also at the complete ass end of the entire draft, Cameron took Bradley Beal, and I know Bradley Beal is washed. Don't get me wrong, you know, but he's not even that washed, and he's going to be starting, and he's going to be with the Clippers, and I think he's going to have like good value. I think he is. I think he's going to be a guy who's comfortably averaging, um, things on the stat sheet that you want from him. So, I thought that was great. I thought that was a great pick, and I thought it was a great draft overall. That's pretty much everything.
Me
That's the whole
too.
draft.
Yeah. Uh,
Rounds it out.
so how are you feeling about these teams?
Let me go take a peek at them real quick. Yeah, do you have, yeah, let me see. Let me take a look at everybody's rosters. I think that off the bat, I know that there was I think it was Keith who posted like like ESPN kind of does like the predictions, the
Yes.
sort of
Yeah.
predictions of what the standings might be, projected stats, which is all well and good. Um, and there's like an amount of accuracy to something like that. Obviously not accounting for the trades that can happen throughout the season, and uh, definitely not accounting for players who have potential upside to take their game to another level and fill up the stat sheet some more. But definitely not disagreeing with Matt having a great team. I think Matt has a very solid team.
For sure.
It's very well rounded in most places, which is a nice place to be on a week to week basis.
Yeah.
Um, and he's definitely winning the points category. He's definitely
Yeah. By
on
a pretty
track.
clear margin, I think.
Yeah, to be the points guy pretty much week to week. So I like that team. Um, and then I also think that I think Freak Bob's team is maybe sneakily better than what those rankings are portraying.
I
I
think
think yeah,
he has a lot of upside on his team. Like there's a
it's
lot of kind of like you just mentioned Bryce, Ice Bryce. Ice Bryce
hmm
could shake these up big if he has like a good rookie season.
he's not a rookie. He's
Oh, he's not? Oh my
no,
god,
he's
I'm
he's in
thinking
it.
of someone
He's in his like
else.
second or third year, I think. Yeah.
Damn. It goes to show I was not watching Utah hoops.
Yeah,
that's
just
that
reinforces that.
that's on me, yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, that's still true though. He does have a lot of nice upside, and maybe I'm just biased. I just like his picks too. Um,
For sure.
but yeah, I like those two. Those two are the ones that I'm kind of eyeing. Um, and are the most aesthetically pleasing to me. What do you have thoughts on?
Well, I'm pretty happy with my team. Obviously, I drafted it. But I think Silu's team will be really interesting to watch. I think he has some players who are. It'll be interesting to see how they fit into their situations. Like obviously, you mentioned Bradley Beal, and some of his early round picks. I think also have a lot of potential to have like some really exciting situations. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's capable of big stuff, but I think he also just plays on like a good team. So whether
Mm,
or not Donovan Mitchell will actually, you know, get tons of buckets, pass the ball around, remains to be seen. But
sure.
I think Steelers team is pretty exciting. And we have I think a couple of people here. It's their first time playing fantasy basketball in general. So with that in mind, I think people did pretty good, even considering that.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was very elated to see the picks that everybody made, and it was a lot of fun. So it'll be fun to see everything shake out. And ideally, uh, being able to do the power rankings and things that we'll be doing each week and things like that will open up opportunities for a little bit more competition than and maybe a little bit more shit talk, things like that that are always fun in a fantasy league. um, and hopefully harmless. Nobody get too carried away.
For sure.
Looking at
Yeah.
looking at you, Joey. Um,
Come on, man.
but but yeah, we need a name for this podcast, don't we?
We do. We do. Uh,
Are we taking suggestions? Is that
we.
how we want to do it?
I think we should. I think for you guys watching, uh, either DM us or comment on the video what you think a good name for this podcast should be,
Hmm,
and we will take those into account.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, something fun. Yeah, that's pretty much the draft recap, and I guess that's the first episode of this pod thingy for Silo's Money Laundering League.
Yeah.
Um, uh, this was really fun. Yeah, I think that in the following weeks, our conversations will be, you know, less recap based so much as just like slotting in our thoughts and feelings on like how strong people's teams are, what players just absolutely shat the bed in that week. And of course, if there's any trades, that's always exciting to talk about too. Um, and maybe we'll have a guest next week too.
Yeah. I would love to have a guest. It'd be a lot of fun.
I think
Uh,
that'd be great.
yeah. I think other episodes will probably not be as long as this one. We had a lot of ground to cover, and I hope everyone
Yeah,
enjoyed it. But future ones will probably be a little chiller, a little
concise.
more concise. Yeah, absolutely. I think we were just so excited to talk about draft. It's so fun looking at drafts and just like figuring out who got what where. But if you have nothing else, I have nothing else.
No, I'm good. I'm good to go. I want to go watch. I want to go watch Buzelis play on the Bulls
Me
and
too, man.
lament.
Me too.
All right, all right. Until next week.
Hell yeah.
Thanks,
All
guys.
right. Catch you later, man.
Peace.